Alrighty, so UFC 321 has taken place to a very upsetting ending to the main event. If you don't know, I've done a few videos breaking it down, my thoughts and opinions, and how Cyril Gane should be cut from the sport because he's a cheating, slimy fucking bitch. But that's beside the point. We move on to the next weekend, being the next fight night. Steve Garcia taking on David Onama. I mean, guys, what a banger we got here. You guys wanted banger fight nights? We got them. All right. Thank you, Bald Man Dana. Now, this is going to be interesting because I haven't really looked at the card. I, perused it a little bit. I'm obviously doing this on Tapology if you're confused where I'm at right now. And if you're newer to the channel and newer to breakdowns as a whole, I'm gonna be breaking down the whole card, going through every single fight, my thoughts and opinions, picks and predictions, as well as potential bets, as sometimes we throw a fiver on a fighter or two. Okay. And so far I've been doing pretty well, okay, on my picks. But with that being said, yeah, I kind of haven't looked at this card at all. This main event does not entice me, I'll be honest, as an MMA fan. Hey, full transparency, 3 years experience. I've been watching consistently top to bottom on every single fight card. I may have missed one or two over the last 3 years, but we're getting to the over 3 years mark at this point. But regardless of that, I take my picks very seriously, okay? And I did mention I perused this card. We got Ante Delija, okay? We got Themba Gorimbo fighting. Come on, guys. We all know Themba. He made Vicente Luque look like he's got a comeback. So, there's Cedric Dumas. How the fuck is this guy still fighting? I thought his. God damn it, Zach Reese. Why didn't you make it so this guy couldn't fucking fight anymore? Anyways, regardless. All right, we're going to get into the picks and predictions here for the full card, starting with Talita Alankar taking on Arini That. So full transparency. Okay, we like to keep it 100 on this channel. I take my women picks very seriously, as many followers of the channel will know. And some people, they use a pick doctor, all right, aka AI. Shout out to We Want Picks, right, YouTube channel. Other people love using logic, reasoning, stuff like that. And then some higher IQ legends, they go based on who's more attractive. Now, myself, I choose a high-tech method of flipping a fucking coin. Heads is the woman on the left, tails is the woman on the right. Let's get right into it, baby. Let's get right into it. We got tails. That's the right. We're going with Ariane. Yeah, whatever the fuck. Bro, she's got some nice shoulders. Maybe I'm a shoulders guy. This is what we're finding out, okay? I picked the underdog. She's, she's younger, guys. She's taller by an inch. Reach it in. I mean, you can't go fucking wrong here, I don't know who this woman is, so I'm just going to pick her. I don't really care. It's women's MMA at the end of the day. The coin has been not doing too well, but last card it did do pretty well, despite me going against it on one of the picks. But regardless of that, yeah, we're going to go with Ariane Carnelos. She had a crazy win. She lost to Angela Hill. She had a crazy win over, holy shit, she doesn't fight. What the fuck? Yeah, we're going with that. Moving on. Phil Rowe taking on Suk Hyun Ko. Finally, we're on fucking, the Korean Tyson. Okay. All right, bald man. I see what we're doing here. Okay, Dana White. All right, made him put on a few pounds, but he's got a few bangers on these fight nights. Okay. Philly Rowe taking on the Korean Tyson. This is an interesting one. And as I am going in blind here pretty much on the whole card, I'm going based off my experience of watching these guys. And I'm a UFC guy. I don't watch these other fucking PF, no one cares. One true fighting fucking nobody asked, you know what I mean? Bella, no one fucking cares, all right? But yeah, I'm going based off what I've seen, and I saw this guy just completely out-grapple Oban Elliott. Oban Elliott's I8. I know he's Guru's boy, so naturally he's got, like, that fucking... He's got that Guru aura, you know, that a lot of fighters do. Whenever a Guru likes to praise a certain fighter, or they're from, you know, Guru's area. Alright, I respect it. But I do think Oban Elliott's legit good. Now, is he gonna be champion? Is he gonna be, like, ranked? Probably not, I'll be honest. But he is, like, good. He's, like, a good unranked welterweight. Now, it was a really, really good win from this Korean Tyson kid. A guy with Korean Tyson, I was expecting this guy to have wicked hands, and he did, but he also had really good fucking grappling and implemented his grappling very, very well. So this is a very interesting one, because Philip Rowe, and his last win, which I was impressed by, and I picked against him, you know, just, you know, Angelusa fucking blows, but hey, just how good is Brian Battle, alright? There was a time where Angelusa was a tough opponent. Hey, after Brian Battle, all of a sudden he starts Angelusa, you know, he starts Angelusing, okay? You know, that one was fucking terrible. I gotta break down these fights. Anyways, yeah, Angelusa, he was doing well until the third round where he death gassed, and then Philip Rowe beat the living shit out of him, but he was getting held against the fence. So this is a really interesting one. Philip Rowe's got good hands, and he's missing that killer instinct. Even in the Angelusa fight, he could have finished that way earlier, but he took his time, and it was to the point where I was kind of just like, oh, Philip Rowe might fumble this KO, and I get my prediction right somehow. But no, he did end up finding a KO on a man unconscious on his feet. However, you know, Jake Matthews, it's looking aight. I know people are shitting on Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is a good prospect. Neil Magny split decision. I think there's like a Michael Morales or some shit in there as well. He's got some good wins, but his losses are kind of shit, if I'm being real. He is, like, his losses aren't bad. Neil Magny split decision. I got a lot of respect for Neil Magny. A lot of people disrespect Neil Magny. A lot of people shit on Neil Magny and think that people will never be prospects if you lose them. The thing is that Philip Rowe does have good hands, but he is missing that, like, just go in and kill this guy. You know what I mean? Like, oof. You know? Like, I don't like not being able to see that blood. And this guy, you know, he's an amateur, this fucking Korean Tyson. You know, he just got into the UFC. He passed the bright light test, and he did it against, like, a decent level comp, in Oban Elliott. So, I think, wow. Damn, Philip Rowe's 6'3". That's kind of crazy to think about. Isn't Rakic 6'3" or 6'4"? Holy fuck. This is a banger, and I know bangers, okay? It's a tough one. I'm going to lean Korean Tyson via sub, because he's very active on the ground, and I haven't seen Philip Rowe have great scrambles or anything yet. I've seen him get held against the cage by Neil Magny. I've seen him get held against the cage by Angelusa. I can't trust this guy against a good grappler. You know? It's one thing if he's against, like, maybe another wrestler or something like that, but this Korean Tyson kid he's fucking good on the ground. Like, you can tell this guy knows what he's doing on the ground. And he's comfortable being on the ground, you know? A lot of the times, you know, what was that bantamweight's or flyweight's name? No, it was a featherweight. Jesus Christ, I'm going all over the place. He just fought a Lima? A Bruno? Fuck. What the fuck is his name? Korean Zombie Jr. was his nickname. I can't fucking remember his actual name. But he was actually good with his hands. But he did kind of get humbled in his last fight. And when I'm saying that just because, like, some people come in with these flashy nicknames and everything, and that's their whole personality. You know, they want to be the Korean Tyson, whatever. And they just try to be that. But it's not how it works. You gotta know the game, you know? You can't just pretend to be the next McGregor and make it to the top, you know? Unless you're Ilya Taporia, you know? But Ilya did do his own thing. I'm just saying. I'm joshing your fucking train, okay? I'm yimming your yaw right now, okay, buddy? But Yeah, I just think this guy's good. I think he is really good. I'm gonna go with Ko by submission in probably round 2. I think Philip Rose like gonna keep this competitive on the feet. He's gonna get taken down in round 1, and then in round 2, and like it'll be like some scrambles. Philip Rose doing maybe a little bit better than a lot of people are expecting on the ground. But he is just kind of on his back, not really doing enough, getting held against the cage in round 1. Maybe he cracks Ko on the entry in round 2. But Ko survives, gets Philip Rowe down, gets a submission going, locks in like a Kimura. I'm gonna go Kimura submission in round 2. Via being just very dominant in round 2 after getting cracked, and round 1 being kind of competitive until Ko gets a takedown. So yeah, this guy's good. I'm excited to see this fight. I don't even mind. I did hate Philip Rowe after the Matthews loss because I really didn't think Matthews was that good. Now I obviously know Matthews is a little bit better, even though he's getting shit on a lot now. So it's kind of weird how that flips, but you know, I don't mind Philip Rowe being something. He's a little older, but he's like fun. He is a good boxer, so this will be interesting. This will be interesting. Moving on. Damn, that was 10 minutes, and we're down 1 fight. Okay. Monstrat taking on Alice Arlene. You know the deal. Heads on the left, tails on the right. Let's see what we get, baby. Heads. All right, we're going with Monstrat Ruiz here. Shit. Oof. Fuck. Yeah, you Monstrat trains at 10th Planet. I used to train there. That's a good gym. What is she, Mexican? Okay, interesting. She's gonna win this vintage 29-28 decision. Did I do that for this, by the way? Oh, yeah. I did. But yeah, 29-28, split decision. People are gonna be upset. It is what it is. Underdog gets it done. Moving on, we have Oh, for fuck's sakes. Jesus Christ, it's one of these cards. It's one of these cards, isn't it? Ketlin Vieira taking on Norma the Bakery Dumont. Norma's got some nice assets to her credit. Ketlin Vieira is a little bit of a man in there. It's interesting odds. What does the coin say? Heads on the left, tails on the right. Oh boy. Fuck. Yeah, this coin Macy Shessel. Not a great win because Macy kind of sucks. Kayla Harrison. Wait, what? Was this for the belt? This wasn't for the belt, was it? Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Whatever. 29-28. Moving on. We have real fights. Kind of. Dante Johnson going against Cedric Dumas. This guy's a debut, isn't it? Yeah. Darian Abe, eh? Who the fuck is that guy? I think I even watched this. I don't know who this is. I'm trying to remember a guy with fucking, what are those called? Cornrows? Whatever that hairstyle is called. And then Cedric Dumas. Yeah, Cedric's kind of fallen off, I'll be honest. Cedric kind of fucking sucks. Just being real. There was a time where I believe Cedric could have done well. Then there was a time where he was a criminal, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just not rooting for this guy, but I think he's still okay. And now with that Zach Reese performance, I kind of just think this guy fucking blows. Now, there wasn't much going on until that groin shot. I want to say Cedric was actually getting tagged and then got groin shotted. I'm surprised he's back within a month. He might genuinely not be able to have kids anymore. He got KO'd via bicep by McCall. Not a good look. And that was within like a first minute or something like that. It was a pretty fast knockout. His wins are terrible against terrible competition. His loss to Ruzeboev, well, it was a cheat, like way he lost because he got double eye poked. Chris Weidman 1-2 eye poke style. It just wasn't good. This guy's untested. I get it. This guy Looks like he's going down in weight classes. And he's tiny. I don't like that. I really don't like that. But I'm going to pick Johnson anyways. If Cedric wins via getting like a weird... I was going to say so. I don't know, man. The thing with Cedric, man, when he got to the UFC, he was talking all this about like, oh, he's going to train jiu-jitsu and everything like that. He knows what he's lacking. And he gets out-grappled in every fight. And then he said he was going to train jiu-jitsu, and I think right now, currently, he's still like a white belt. Like, that you're just not taking your career seriously, you know? Well, this guy's untested. He's a flawless prospect. I know prospects have been getting fucked lately, so if you're picking Cedric, I don't really blame you. But I am going to go with Johnson here. Probably KO round 1. Dumas just strikes me as a guy who has no chin. Every fight I see him, he just gets cracked. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I can just visibly see him getting KO'd again. So we're moving on. Yeah, round 1 KO. Dante Johnson, overhand right. This lockjaw guy. I don't remember this. Maybe this was the one Contender Series week I missed or some shit, because there was a month ago, though. Maybe that was just before I started watching the Contender Series, because that was a recent thing for me. But yeah, I mean, he won it, I guess, right? So I'm just going to pick him. He's untested. I'm taking a flyer here, betting that Cedric Dumas is terrible, doesn't take his career seriously, and probably has an ankle monitor still around his fucking ankle via, in my uneducated, joking manner, saying Cedric was caught breaking and entering people's places for some reason. Moving on. Anyways, Timmy Kwamba versus Chang Ho Lee. Holy Chang! Oh, this was the guy who beat Cortavius Romeus in the Long Jiao. Ooh, this guy's got some good fucking skills, man. Timmy Kwamba. Roberto Romero fucking sucks. Lucas Almeida is not that good. Balaji Oki. These guys suck, man. Chang Ho Lee, eh? If I'm remembering correctly, Long Zhao fight, that was a wicked back and forth. Where they just stood and banged. And then he got cracked, survived. I don't think Kwamba's gonna fucking crack Chang Ho Lee. You know? Kwamba's like a good anti-grappler, if I remember correctly. He's good at like not surviving takedowns, but like he's good at getting back to his feet, and he's good at like being on top. But when he's not on top, I think he struggles. I don't think this is gonna go to the ground. I think Kwamba's probably gonna get lit up and probably slept, to be honest with you. I don't think, bro, Chang Ho Lee is fast. Like, he is. And I know it's one thing with you know, not to be racist, okay? But, you know, there's, you know, certain Asians, okay? You know, they just they don't put their fucking hands up, okay? They have their hands down and they're gonna swing out, you know? And whoever fucking has a better chin typically ends up winning. Chang Ho Lee showcased a good chin so far, and he showcased he's got like good grappling ability. I'm pretty sure Cortavius Romeus really fucked up in that fight by getting reversed on his own takedowns, getting out grappled when he's the grappler. So I know Romeus, I'm pretty sure, is like a younger guy as well. So I kind of feel like this is Chang Ho Lee, and I'm gonna be taking Chang Ho Lee via KO as well in the first round. I think Kwamba's going to try to do a takedown. I think there's going to be a little bit of a striking exchange. He's probably going to land on Chang. Chang's going to land back. And Kwamba's going to have like a busted nose or something. And very quickly you're going to see Kwamba, look who's a wrestler now, shoot a takedown and then get stuffed. And then Chang, I think, is just going to fuck up Timmy Kwamba. You know? So I'm kind of pretty high on Chang here. This is an interesting one. I might be putting a fiver. Curious what other people have to say on this fight, but I'm on Chang here. I'm kind of surprised he's the underdog here. I don't know, Kwamba's not that good. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah. Not really a big physicality difference either. Is this bantamweight? This is bantamweight. Why is it 46? Am I tripping? Lucas Almeida. He's a bantamweight, isn't he? Blagioki. Just fought Mason Jones. Is this guy a featherweight moving down? Oh. That might explain the odds. I think I'm just going to lighter man skill. Don't care. Moving on. Actually, I do care. This fight's going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a banger. I think this is either going to end very early or it's going to be a fucking back and forth war for 3 rounds. So I'm interested to see what happens here. Moving on, we have Kevin Christian versus Billy Elkenna. Is this guy a UFC? I was going to say, who the fuck is this guy? Kevin Christian? I don't think I've ever seen this guy. Submission on that guy. Okay. Billy Elkenna, if I'm not mistaken, just had a decent performance down a weight class. Oh. No, that was up a weight class. Oh. Or maybe he naturally fights at 205, but I remember seeing in the fight, bro, this guy needs to fucking go down a weight class. This guy does not belong at 205. Very interesting. Yeah, Ibo Aslan. I mean, Ibo, like, was there to try to win that fight. Oh, wait a minute. No, this was the fight where it was just nothing. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no. This was literally the fight that was nothing. I swear to God, there was maybe 5 UFC Billy versus Ebo numbers. Or let me do would it be this? No, wait. This would show it, right? UFC stats. Round 1, 8 significant strikes. Yeah, there was literally nothing. And I think I remember seeing it. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck this guy won. But I wasn't really, it was so boring, I really wasn't paying attention. I think I was building a Lego set or some shit while this was going on. Because of how boring round 1 was. There was nothing this whole fight to really score. Which one? Billy Elkenna's blue? I don't know, man. Both of these guys just look scared to get knocked out. How is he a minus 250? Kevin Christian just... He must not be, like, UFC level. He's 6'7"? What? What the fuck? Bro, what? Fuck. This is terrible. I'm gonna go with Kevin Christian via decision. Bro, Billy Elkenna in that last fight literally fought like a shit Ankalaev. And I mean that in... He landed a punch and was like, now it's your turn to land a punch. Oh, you missed me. Bink. Now it's your turn to land a punch. And if I remember correctly, they were literally just tapping gloves. They were just staring at each other. Nothing was going on. Crowd was... God, it was such a shit fight. I'm not picking Billy Elkenna to win a fight at light heavyweight. If this guy moves down and does something big, like get a KO or something in the UFC, maybe I'll pick him. But I'm not picking a guy who just had that performance against Ibo Aslan. Ibo Aslan's a big dude, and I get being scared of the power, but Jesus fucking Christ, man. Anyone who wants to bring... If you booked me against Billy Elkenna right now, I would probably win a decision. Because he doesn't do anything. He just, like, stands in front. He doesn't really do anything. I think in his loss here, yeah, with Bogdan Guskov, he had, like, success, and then Bogdan just fucking did Bogdan things, you know? I think he got, like, top position or something and then went for an armbar or some shit like that. But Billy was, like, doing well until he wasn't. Oof. I'm not picking a guy who just had that performance. Maybe he gets riskier in this fight and goes for a KO. because this guy looks like he doesn't have a great chin at 6'7" at 205. But yeah, moving on, we have Alan Nascimento taking on Cody Durden. Cody Durden's good. Gas is out a little bit. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, this guy just got smoked by Ochoa. What the fuck is he doing back so fast? And the Joshua Van fight? He did really well in that Joshua Van fight, all things considered. Alan Nascimento's pretty good, though. Rafael Filho in a decision. I think that was like Rafael compromised. I believe the story was that he was sick, flying across the world and some other shit. That was his last like notable win. It was a good win, to be fair, because Rafael Filho, I think, is back in the win column. Cody Durden is good, though. He is legit good. His losses here, like, there's some good losses, man. These are some good fucking losses, man. You know? The Bruno Silva fight was a wicked performance from Bruno Silva, and that guy's for sure on sauce. I like his fights, Bruno Silva, but you know, we're talking flyweights, by the way, not to be confused with the middleweight one that I think got cut. Tagir fight, you know, no sweat on my back. It's Tagir Ulanbekov, one of the Dagestani boys. Joshua Van, and a pretty it was like competitive, but you know, like, obviously the Royval fight with Van was way more competitive, and, you know, but Cody Durden is just tiny, isn't he? Like, 5'7", you know, 6'7" reach. It's not bad. Wow, people are high on Nascimento, eh? Really? Yeah, Cody Durden's kind of always had a gas tank problem. I think that Jose Ochoa fight, he literally got smoked within a few strikes. By like a check hook, I want to say. It's something like that, right? Yeah, left hook to ground and pound. And he was out cold. I'm going to go Alan Nascimento. I think Cody Durden's going to do well. And it's going to be a classic Cody Durden fight where he's going to be doing well until like he isn't. And then the tide's going to shift. Alan Nascimento probably takes over. You know, first 2 minutes, I think Cody Durden's probably going to win it. He's going to look good and competitive. And then in the final 3 minutes of round 1, Alan Nascimento takes over. And then you just see Alan Nascimento take over the rest of the fight. Cody Durden survives a little bit, maybe because he's a little bit tougher than a lot of people are expecting. Because he's 34. I thought he was way older. I thought he was like 35, 36, 37. Damn, 34 is kind of... Okay. Interesting. But he did get chinned really badly. Yeah, I'm going to go Alan Nascimento. I think Alan Nascimento, skill-wise, is better everywhere, but I think Cody Durden's got that dog in him. You know? If Cody Durden pulls this off, I'm not going to be shocked. You know? This guy could be the next Davy Grant at fucking flyweight. Who knows? You know? But, yeah. I'm going to go with Alan Nascimento. I think he's good everywhere. Grappling-wise, striking-wise. I think he's just solid. Moving on, we have Charles Radke versus Daniel Frunza. Daniel Frunza, if I'm not mistaken, just lost to Reese McKee. Reese McKee. I picked that fight, and I fucking called it perfectly, okay? Skeletor got it done that night. Oh, man, that brought me so much joy when Skeletor won. That was a wicked fight, too. That was a back and forth. Frunza's got a chin. He is just really open. But he does throw some wicked heat. And Reese McKee's a little bit of a Dan Hooker, where he's, like, weirdly tough as shit. But he's, like, predictable, and that's kind of how he loses. And he loses to, like, good comp. I do think Daniel Frunza, from that Reese McKee performance alone, is enough for me to pick him. Radke's good. Radke's good when he wants to be good. But Radke's one of these 50-50 fighters. He shows up and he's either a victim, and what I mean by that is that he lets you get wrist control while standing, like he did against Carlos Prates, or he'll stand there like an NPC right in front of Mike Mallet. I genuinely don't think Radke knew what head movement was in that fight. It was almost like somebody cast amnesia on his fucking brain, and he just forgot what head movement was, and he didn't move his fucking head against Mike Malott. And like, Mike Malott's aight, but I don't think... Like, you shouldn't be getting finished like that to Mike Malott. Like, I just don't like that. I really don't like that. And then like, Matthew Semmelberger sucks. You know what I mean? Gilbert Urbina, you know? Say it again, Raggy. Nah, I can't trust his chin after watching him get whooped by Mike Malott on the feet. Daniel Frunze, I don't think is like maybe as good as Mike Malott right now. He's a little bit younger, Romanian, but the thing with Frunze is that he showcased a decent ability to scrap with Reese McKee. Like, he was losing that fight and the doctor stopped it, but I do think, like, the shots Frunze was landing, if he lands them on Charles Radke, Radke's going out based on what I've seen from Radke. And on top of that, Radke's a 50-50 fighter, so I can't trust him naturally. Even though this loss kind of means like, oh, he's 50-50, so next fight he probably wins. I'm still going to go Daniel Frunze just because I can't trust what Radke we're going to get, you know? Like, Radke's good. His skills are there. But he's one of those guys that just can't mix it together, you know? I don't know if it's he can't mix in the wrestling properly. I don't know if he can't figure out how to strike and defend takedowns. I don't know what it is, but he can't figure it out. And I can't pick Chuck Buffalo. He's going to be live in this matchup, but I am going to go Daniel Frunze here, and I reckon he gets a KO, probably round 1. I'm picking a lot of KOs here. Okay, no, I got to some decisions. But yeah, I'm going to go with Frunze here. Frunze showcase, he's got some fucking scrapping ability. He was like kind of quitting towards the end where that doctor stepped in, but you know, that was a while ago, to be fair. He's got enough recovery from that, you know? I think he's going to be fine to step into this fight. He was getting cracked, he got dropped, but he was landing back on Reese McKee. So I think this is going to be an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Frunze here. Not too confident in it, but like more of a 50-50. It's just a Radke fight at the end of the day, you know? It's just how it goes with him. Moving on, Isaac Dalgarian versus Yadir Del Valle. Huh? Oh, he submitted Connor Matthews. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going Isaac Dulgarian. Isaac Dulgarian's really good. His grappling's really good. His pace is really good. He's only ever gassed out to Christian Rodriguez, and even in that fight, it was close. Now, I actually am on the side that Christian Rodriguez won that fight. However, I'm not going to call you dumb or stupid or whatever if you think Christian Rodriguez robbed Isaac Dulgarian. Isaac does really well. The one thing that I would say, like, his grappling is really, he's almost like he is literally like a featherweight Marab. He will just keep pushing a pace. He will just keep shooting takedowns. He will get you to the ground. So kind of like a Marab mixed with an Aljo. So kind of like a dream grappler's delight. What I will say, though, he is kind of inactive when he does have good positions on people. What I mean by that is, like, when his takedowns get stuffed, he goes back into it. But it's almost like when he gets a takedown, he's like, okay, I've won. No, you gotta... Don't be Jolton Almeida. You know what I mean? Get some elbows in. Get some fucking hand strikes in. You know what I mean? Like, go for something. Get this guy thinking. You know what I mean? But I do think that was like sort of in the Christian fight. And I think that's kind of like a one-off thing. You know? Even in the Brendan, that guy, whoever the fuck that guy is, who the fuck is that guy? I don't even remember that guy. But even in this fight, I'm pretty sure he just got the takedowns and he was able to latch up that submission. But I just want to see a little bit more activity, you know? I hate it when I see fighters and it's like, brother, throw one more punch here, throw an elbow here, and you win the round, okay? Even if they're already up on the round, they got like 5, you know, if they shot 5 takedowns, they get a takedown, they've landed some ground and pound, they're up 20 strikes, his opponent hasn't landed one. I don't care if you take the last minute off just lying on top of them. But if you're like even on strikes and you got 5 takedowns, but the guy's like landing while you're just hugging him, brother, I hate watching fights where they just don't hit back. You know what I mean? You have top position. Prove that you're winning position by landing strikes. I don't know much about this Valet guy. I mean, he smoked Connor Matthews. Welcome to the club, Connor Matthews. Kind of just wasn't that good. Unfortunately. Yeah. Fuck. Anyways. Yeah. I'm picking Isaac Dulgarian. I think it's Isaac all day, every day, and I think I'm gonna go decision just because I don't really know the toughness on this Del Valle guy too much, so I'm gonna be curious to see what it's like here. I think this guy's a little bit more of a grappler as well, if I'm not mistaken. Decision, submission. Yeah, so this will be an interesting fight. Yeah, kind of interested. This might be a Patchy Mix style Jakob Wicklax, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. But maybe a little bit lower skill, but a little bit better to watch because Isaac Dulgarian's not a brain dead fucking Patchy stuck his foot in cement mix, you know? But yeah, moving on. I reckon probably a 30-27 from Dulgarian, or like a 30-27 I think is fair. Moving on, Jeremiah Wells versus Temba Gorimbo. Jeremiah Wells is a big fucking dude. He's one of those Sean Woodson variants where it's like torso is weirdly sized, if I remember correctly. This guy's a little oddly built. But he is like rangy, I guess is the words to say. Damn, he's 39. Don't like that. This guy must... I swear I've seen this guy more often than this. What the fuck? Zimbabwe. Yeah, I'm gonna go... I like Garimbo. I know he's like a little goofy because of that whole fucking... The Rock giving him a house and all this shit. But his last loss, I mean... He got caught by Vicente Luque, who was locked in and fucking locked in a Darce choke. It is what it is. You know, I don't knock him too much. But he has proven he's really good in the grappling against, what's his name, Ramiz Brahimaj. You know, he was sick that fight, and he was still able to pull off a nice 30-27. Maybe it was 29-28, but, you know, he was looking really good in the grappling there. Nico Price, also another pretty good fight. This guy is good as long as he doesn't get cracked. Jeremiah Wells, from what I can remember, can crack. But he's one of the guys that I think relies a lot on size, like having that sort of reach and having that sort of ability to not be in the danger zone. I think Themba's good enough to get this one done. I'm only worried about Themba's chin, really. Like, his grappling's really good. His striking isn't too bad. He's just open a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to go with Themba. I'm pretty confident in Themba. I think Themba can get it done via KO. Via submission, I mean. Via submit. Yeah, submission. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go round 2 submission. You know, Themba showcase he's got some real talent. Yeah, Jeremiah Wells is 40 years old, and I just haven't seen him fight in a long time. I think he's got a bunch of canceled fights. Jeremiah Wells. I misspelled the fuck out of that name, by the way. Yeah, canceled against Andreas Gustafsson. I remember that. And canceled against Nico Price. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, bro, I swear I've broken down this guy a few times. Yeah, I'm just not trusting it, you know? I don't like inactivity. I don't remember if he's the one who pulled out of those fights. But regardless, the Max Griffin split decision, if I'm remembering that fight correctly, I think Max could have got that one because Max was the one pushing a pace. Max was the one, I want to say, getting takedowns as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with Themba Garimbo here via sub in round 2. I think Themba's good. He's legit good. And I'm only worried that he might get cracked. But I think after his, like, loss, he's now sort of, okay, I need to take this shit a little bit more, you know, hands up. You know what I mean? Let's not get cracked by big Brazilian. So I think he's going to, I think he'll do well against Jeremiah Wells. You know, dominancy until he finds that submission. Maybe armbar. Something arm related, I think, is going to be the sub. Armbar, Kimura, something like that. Moving on, Waldo versus Ante Delija. I'm going Ante Delija. And this is a biased pick. I don't like Waldo Cortez Acosta. I think he's a fucking bitch. All right, I hate Salsa Boy. This guy emotes in front of people when he's arguably losing rounds, and the judges still give him the fucking win. I thought he lost against Spivak. I thought the Ryan Spann KO was just Ryan Spann being an absolute brain dead fucking a Ryan Spann, if you will. And Robel to Spain, great performance. I thought he lost to Andrei Arlovsky fight as well. And then the Sergey Pavlovich. Listen, Cortez Acosta's got a chin. That's what the Pavlovich fight showed me. But it also showed me this guy does not actually have the skills. He's like a Johnny Walker who's just tough, but way less dangerous. You know? Like he's kick, move, move, move. Jab, move, move, move. Right hand, move, move, move. Hands low, wait for you to engage. Try to get a highlight KO, whiff, and then salsa dance. And that's all he does. So, Ante Delija had a really good, impressive performance against Marcin Tybura not that long ago. Smoked Marcin Tybura. Could Ante Delija lose this one? Yeah, I'm not going to be that shocked if Waldo somehow pulls this out of his ass again. That Waldo Cortez could go down as like a fluke master of the heavyweight division. You know, he might be a modern age Derek Lewis. We're watching it in real time. Who knows, you know? But I'm going to pick Ante Delija because I've seen somebody smoke Marcin Tybura and I've seen Waldo Cortez lose 3 out of his last 5 fights. So I'm not picking fucking Waldo Cortez Salsa Boy emote in front of you while losing the round Acosta. Okay, so we're going Ante Delija. It's a hate pick. It's a bias pick. And I might even throw $5 on Ante Delija via some sort of finish, you know, because fuck Waldo. I want to see this guy flatlined. He just pisses me off, bro. People who emote when they're like losing piss me off. Pisses me off. Moving on, we have Steve Garcia versus David Onama. Keep together strong. That's not racist because I'm saying it about Steve Garcia, guys. Okay? Alright, it's not racist if we do it to white people. Okay, it's how the internet works. And if you don't get that reference, Steve Garcia just looks like an ape. Like, am I wrong? This guy literally just looks like a fucking ape. He does. Look at those ears, man. That's not even racial. You can look like a monkey and not have to be a certain color of skin. That's all I'm saying. Okay? You know? So, Steve Garcia. And when he shows up, bro. When he shows up, he's got sunburnt arms and a pale torso. Bro, this guy's growing out his fur. You know what I mean? Oh my god, man. Ape together. Strong. So, I'm going to be picking Steve Garcia here. What a wonderful day. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to go Steve Garcia via KO. Listen, yeah. I don't mind Onama. A lot of people shit on Onama. I picked Onama in the Giga fight, but that was mainly because from watching UFC, I've yet to genuinely see Giga Chikadze win a fight. And people talk about him like he's this high-skilled guy. I went with David Onama because I've at least seen this guy like beat people. Now, they're not great names, right? Gabriel Santos, actually, that's not the worst win in the world, you know? Last loss to Nate the Train. Again, not a bad loss, you know? But David Onama's good. He is really good. I just get the sense that David really, really tries to be someone he's not when he's in that cage. And if there's anything we've learned from like Adesanya and a few others, when you're trying, like Waldo Cortez Acosta, when you're trying to get that highlight, you oftentimes are like gonna lose that round. And Steve Garcia, you can say his like best win is fucking Calvin Kattar, who was on a 4-loss streak. You know, even the Kyle Nelson one, that's a pretty good KO. Yeah, that's kind of aging pretty well. Sung Woo Choi, not that bad. Melquizel Acosta, also not that bad in hindsight now. Steve Garcia showcased he's got skills. You know, he showcased he's good with his hands. He showcased he's got power. And this Calvin Kattar fight, that wasn't the fucking Calvin Kattar, Yusuf Zalal fight. This was a scrap where Calvin Kattar genuinely just lost a scrap. You know, yeah, you can say Steve Garcia couldn't finish a 40-year-old guy. I get that. I don't think David Onama has a chin even half the level of Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar's got a good fucking chin. I mean, we saw it in the Max Holloway fight. Bro can take damage. But the thing with David Onama is that he really does try to go for highlight reels a lot. Like, I really do think David Onama is going to do something really dumb. Like, this just feels like David Onama is going to go for like a flying knee or like a spinning wheel head kick, and he's just going to whiff, and Garcia's going to catch him right after, you know? And maybe that's just like Adesanya fatigue or whatever that I'm getting from just certain fighters trying to mimic Adesanya, but he did do well against the Giga in the Giga fight, but it was a very, very close fight, if I remember correctly. I believe it really, like, I believe some people thought Giga won that fight. Roberto Romero isn't like a good win. He's there. Jonathan Pierce also not that great. Gabriel Santos is a good KO. I think Onama hits hard, but I think like I just think Garcia's gonna beat him to the punch, you know? And Onama's got a reach disadvantage and a height. I know it's not by much, but normally when I'm picking guys like Onama, Oki, Kevin Holland, maybe not Kevin Holland, but like guys like Temba Garimbo, people like that in striking matchups, I want to be taking them. Trevin Giles, I want to be taking them because they have Vinicius Oliveira, so because they have like a reach advantage. You know, strikers that use their range well when they have a reach advantage is like good to see. We're kind of moving out of that era now though, and I've been noticing it a lot more. Guys with long reaches are getting the distance closed on them way too fast, and they're all getting smoked. You know, I can't think of like the last big dude. You know, Daniel Zellhuber, Michael Johnson, or Daniel Zellhuber, Esteban Rivas. That's an example. You know, big dudes are just not able to do big dude things anymore. You know, and Onama's not even a big dude in this matchup, but normally he is. You know, so I'm on the Garcia side. I think Garcia's a lot tougher than people give him, I think, credit for, because I think there's that highlight that keeps going around with Steve Garcia getting absolutely flatlined. I think on the regional scene, or it was like Contender Series or some shit like that. But since then, Garcia's like resurged, you know? And you can say Garcia's got like a cookie cutter record. You know, Kyle Nelson, Canadian fighter, smoked him in like 20 seconds, whatever. You know, the Costa fight, whatever. Like his best win is arguably Melquizael Costa or Calvin Kattar. Realistically, right? But Onama's got a cookie cutter record as well, while also losing in the UFC a bunch. And maybe not a bunch, but he's lost it. Okay, he's lost what, twice? Yeah. Okay, I take that back. Hey, overzealous there. Okay. I went a little too much in there, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna be going Steve Garcia here. I think Steve Garcia is just gonna be faster. I think his hands are gonna be better. I think he's gonna be open for kicks, but I think Onama's gonna get caught going for like a wild knee, wild kick, something like that, and he's gonna get caught. You know, maybe he even goes for a body kick, get smoked. You know, I just get the sense that Onama's gonna be trying to hunt for this big moment. You know, and I just think he's gonna get put down very, very fast. So, yeah, I'm going to go Steve Garcia here. That's been my picks and predictions for UFC Fight Night Garcia versus Onama. Stay tuned for the breakdown I'm going to be doing right after the card for the instant reaction takeaway from every fight. But, yeah, this has been my breakdown. Made it all the way to the end of the video. Maybe put down in the comments what fighter you think is a lock on this card. Okay, and I'll see if I agree with you. But, yeah, I appreciate you watching, making it all the way to the end of this video. And, as always, I hope you have a good day.